When we came home to empty houses, they called us latchkey kids. When music videos were our expression, we were the MTV generation. When they couldn't see a future for us, they said we were the lost generation. And when they couldn't pin us down, they labeled us Generation X. Welcome to Gen X Lost and Found. We were the ones who had front row seats to the birth of the internet and saw the world rewire itself in front of our eyes. Do you remember arcades? It wasn't just a place. It was our hangout, our competitive arena, our escape. You'd find them everywhere. Strip malls, pizza joints, bowling alleys, and, if you were lucky, a dedicated arcade palace like Time Out or Aladdin's Castle. The glow of screens and the symphony of electronic beeps drew us in like moths to a flame. We all had that place we went to and that game that hooked us. Where was yours? And what was that game? Let us know in the comments. Walk into any arcade in the early 80s and you'd learn the unwritten rules pretty quickly. Nobody handed you a manual. Nobody walked you through the levels. That kid playing asteroids for hours on a single quarter. They got there by eating a lot of game overs for breakfast. Every arcade had its own personality. The grocery store had that perfectly positioned Mrs. Pac-Man by the entrance. The laundromat's Dragon's Lair cabinet attracted players who'd stay long after their clothes were dry. The pizza place near the high school became an after-school tournament venue where Street Fighter II rivalries were born and settled without adult intervention. These weren't just games, they were proving grounds. Your initials at the top of the high-score screen said everything that needed saying. You'd learn by watching others play, trade secrets about hidden levels, and celebrate when someone discovered a new Easter egg. Just trial, error, and the shared wisdom of fellow players. And then there were the legends. Maybe you were there for one of those magical moments, when someone was heading for the kill screen on Donkey Kong, or pushing past level 30 on Galaga. The crowd would grow quietly at first, just a few kids peeking over shoulders, but word would spread through the arcade like electricity. Soon you'd be part of a crowd, all of us holding our breath, watching someone's hands dance across the controls with impossible precision. When that final boss fell, when that high score clicked over, the whole place would erupt like someone just hit a walk-off home run. Even if you weren't there, you heard the stories. Every arcade had its legends. Were you one of those arcade heroes? What game did you beat? Where were you? Let us know in the comments. Modern arcades have changed with the time. Between rounds of Dance Dance Revolution, you might spot a classic cabinet in the corner. The spirit lives on in gaming cafes and barcades, where Gen Xers introduce their kids to the games that defined their youth. Our children might roll their eyes at the pixelated graphics and brutal difficulty, but they can't deny the pure fun that kept us coming back. Sometimes they ask why there's no tutorial level. We just smile. These games were more than just entertainment. They were our first taste of digital mastery. Each playthrough taught us patience, pattern recognition, and the sweet satisfaction of hard-won achievement. No save points, no continues without quarters, just pure skill and determination. When you find one of these old games today, those skills come rushing back like muscle memory. Game over, whatever. Put in another quarter. Next time on Gen X Lost and Found, we'll explore how these arcade games invaded our homes. Remember that first console you unwrapped? That's where our story heads next, when we had to figure out how to hook those things up to our TVs without frying either one.